Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome in. This is Jeanette, also known as the Empress 222, Tarot and Spiritual Guide. We're going to do a collective twin flame reading because it's been a while. And that's how I first started doing videos. So that's mainly where my followers are at. Tarot was first and astrology came second. And now these days it seems astrology is first and tarot is second. And I think that's because of a big part of my healing journey, and I want to be more available for collective, you know? Because I feel like astrology is really important in our lives. It tells us, our birth chart tells us basically our cosmic map, our life map. I can tell you what you need to work on. Excuse me. Alright, I'm back. I had to get some tea. Some sinus and throat soothing tea because I smoked some herb beforehand. And it burned my throat. So yeah, this tea really helps for sure. So as I was saying, astrology, the reason that's become my number one is, so it seems, as I've been putting more energy into that, aside from working a full-time job that is over 40 hours a week, so that I can make ends meet, because that's what I have to do at this time, and we know the cost of things. So as I was saying before I got off on a tangent with astrology, I feel like it's important for everyone to know their birth chart, and it helps you to understand your reasons for being here in this lifetime, in this incarnation, and the challenges and patterns and karmic connections and possibly, yeah, your soul's path. And there's so much more that I haven't yet learned, and I intend to invest more time and more of my resource into learning more about astrology. And now I'm able to possibly get more skills that I need with this current job that I have, doing Amazon DSP, since I don't have to drive my car anymore. For delivery routes, I mean, it's not the ultimate job that I wanted. I would really like to be able to just travel and give readings online and some in person once I become more comfortable with tarot and with astrology. But yeah, that's ultimately what I'd like to do, is get paid for my energy work instead of having to have a physically demanding or mentally, I mean, this is mentally demanding, but it just requires you to be balanced and to be knowledgeable, of course, and use your intuition and discernment. Listen to your intuition, trust it. And astrology takes a lot of study as well. Yeah, I ultimately want to travel and be able to live off of doing readings and possibly gig work, but eventually that's what I want to do. So here we're going to do a twin flame collective reading. One deck is going to be Divine Feminine and one deck is going to be Divine Masculine. We're going to use the Twin Flame Journey Tarot for the masculine and the Bloom deck for the feminine. All right. So first we'll lay out the cards for Divine Masculine. Archangels, please use me as a direct and clear channel to deliver the most clear and accurate message for those who are listening on the Twin Flame Journey. Collaboration popped out as I was shuffling the deck there. 3 of Pentacles. So it seems as that may be a theme, learning how to build together. Twin flames are here to help raise in this incarnation. Not everyone is a twin flame in this incarnation. We all have different soul paths. If you are a twin flame in this incarnation, you'll know it. And we are whole by ourselves. But that's what we teach each other, that we're whole by ourselves. But we also learn how to become the one. Okay. Not looking for the one, but to become the one. That way it's reciprocal when you come back together. Whether it's in this lifetime or another lifetime, depending on your contract, your soul's contract. But twin flames are here in this incarnation to change the paradigm to 5D consciousness, to raise collective consciousness, to help anchor in the 5D and above frequencies here on Earth. We're spread out all over the world. That's why a lot of twin flames, the other half of their soul's frequency in another body is most times at a distance from them. Not in all cases, but a lot of them, there's some kind of difference between them, whether it's cultural, but there's always like a similarity. I notice with me and mine, we have eyes that are a lot alike, and I notice some other things that are alike too. I mean, our frequency is a lot alike. Possibly the same. Alright, so enough about that. For Divine Masculine Archangels, what can you tell us about Divine Masculine's current energy and what growth they will have attained after this Scorpio full moon? We have Queen of Cups, intuitive and sensitive. Okay. And Two of Wands, planning and decisions. Seven of Wands, defense mechanisms in reverse. Okay, so I'm seeing here that they're going to be brought into their feelings, okay, because Scorpio is water energy. And they may be more sensitive right now. Our intuition is heightened. And possibly their intuition and emotions are heightened at this time during the Scorpio full moon. Okay, and they could also see you as their divine feminine. Queen of Cups is also divine feminine, so maybe they are balancing their feminine side, balancing their emotions. They're planning and decisive right now. They could be overanalyzing a lot or analyzing deeply in their head, analyzing their feelings. As the pressure builds, and they could also be learning more about themselves and this connection. They're in their emotions, and they know that they're going to probably continue to feel this deeply with this pressure. They're deciding they want to make a move towards you, but they know that they need to drop their defenses. They know they need to open up. They know they need to stop being defensive. What else wants to come up for Divine Masculine Archangels? Yeah, they're restoring balance right now. Okay. Between their feminine and masculine. And within themselves. They want to restore themselves, and possibly this connection. Because they realize that they've been self-sabotaging themselves, okay? They've possibly been having nightmares about losing you, divine feminine, or being on their own and not having anyone. They realize that being defensive is causing them to sabotage probably the greatest experience of their lives, which could involve family and partnership. So they're trying to balance themselves so they're more vulnerable. They're able to be more vulnerable with you, and they're looking into the horizon, okay, making plans in their mind. Seven of Cups. They could be daydreaming about you, about the possible future you could have together. Okay, just thinking about different options in their mind. If they choose to drop their defenses and be more vulnerable with you, or if they don't. Okay. But I feel like they are planning in their mind how to show up. They could be daydreaming about this, tempted to reach out, but they're a work in progress right now, okay? And they could be distracting themselves by putting, this could be how they're processing their emotions, by working on a project. Okay, they could also be doing the inner work now, because maybe they realize that no other option fits. And the Knight of Wands. It seems that they are curious and excited about you. You help them to feel a wide array of emotions, and so they're putting in the inner work and the outer work. They're trying to restore themselves so that they can restore this connection. They want to possibly make a romantic gesture towards you. They may want to flirt with you. They may want to go on an adventure with you, or come on an adventure to see you or you them. They're walking away from what no longer suits them anymore. And that could be where they're at, location-wise. That could be karmic friends that they thought that were their friends, types of connections, or possibly even work. This can also be walking away from behaviors or addictions, anything that is keeping them from evolving. And so I feel like that's what they're working on right now, is evolving from their past, from the things that held them back, from living in their true authenticity, from trauma, trying to heal trauma, blockages. Yeah, old wounds are coming up, so they're trying to evolve from this. They're working on their shadow self, because maybe they know deep down that they can be this way, but they've shut it off, and so they're working on that again, working on being that type of person, more open. But they know they've got wounds that they've got to work through from their past, probably maybe from their childhood, past relationships, possibly past connection with you. Yeah, Scorpio, Scorpio full moon is death, rebirth. So they're going through a very powerful transformation right now, or will be. Death and rebirth. They have to be willing to do the inner work, and it looks like if they don't do that, they're going to continue to self-sabotage themselves and have nightmares. So I feel like they've realized this, that they've been self-sabotaging themselves. And they're thinking about, what if I do the inner work? Then I can show up like this again. We can have this love. We can have this connection, adventure. So they want to evolve, I feel like, for this connection. I don't think they really want to be alone. They know that they've got some past wounds holding them back, and that they've been blocking actually working on them. They know they need to not feel shameful of things that had gotten brought up, that were reflected back to them for them to work on. That they just need to realize that they need to face that to become their best self. So they're going through a Scorpio death cycle. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got divine partnership, and that's because divine feminine has done the inner work. And it's time. Okay, we're needed here on Earth to anchor in this divine love, this unconditional love, to anchor in the higher frequency. Yeah, because under that we've got Page of Wands, excitement and curiosity. Okay, so they're excited about you, curious about exploring this connection again. They're wanting to collaborate with you, wanting to build with you. That's the card that peeked out earlier. And then we have the Sun, the happiest card in the deck. Okay, releasing the heavy burdens to have reciprocity. Alright, so that's divine masculine, and we're going to move him up. I'm going to keep out his cards. I say his because masculine is, refers to male. Feminine refers to female, but we're going to move the masculine's cards up so we can see if there's any relation to divine feminine cards that come out. Okay. So, archangels for divine feminine. How is this full moon affecting divine feminine? And what growth will come after the Scorpio full moon? This is going to be a long video, I take it. We're already 20 minutes in. I talked for like 10 minutes in the beginning, though. So for divine feminine, archangels. The Emperor. So I'm sensing that the divine feminine is balancing out their masculine energy. Okay, and this is causing divine masculine to work on themselves more thoroughly, more transformatively. Okay, the Emperor, the masculine, could also be on... The feminine could be thinking and feeling and reminiscing about their divine masculine. Okay, now what it would be like for their masculine to show up in their actual divine masculine embodiment. The Chariot. So Divine Feminine feels like something's coming. Feels like that, and intuitively feels and knows that Divine Masculine is coming. Okay, this is also Cancer energy, and the Emperor is Aries energy. This could be pertaining to the astrology also. We've got a lot of planets still in Aries. We've also got a trine with Jupiter and Cancer right after the Scorpio full moon. That's going to bring in some healing. So wherever you have Cancer in your chart, I don't want to shuffle again. I already shuffled. Chariot is also about balancing the dark and the light. Okay, so coming more into a balanced masculine energy, because we embody both. The masculine, has feminine energy as well, and the feminine has masculine energy. And many of you that follow tarot and astrology already know that. Oops. Page of Cups. Okay, so this is like offering like an apology or a message. And it's possible that the masculine is also going to want to reach out and offer this message. The Divine Feminine is playful and curious, okay, and creative. It's possible that's because you're more balanced in your masculine energy, whether that means you found more financial stability, okay, more financial security, which has helped you to feel more creative, more inspirational. So this may come from a surprising place, but it's important to embrace the opportunity when it arises. And this can also be that, like if you're in a relationship, or if you're thinking about, let's say, for instance, if the Divine Masculine reaches out, maybe you're exploring new activities, okay, that will bring playfulness into this connection. And this is also telling the Divine Feminine to be more playful and curious, and maybe you are at this time. Okay, you could be, there may be some challenges that have been coming up, okay, with the newness of something, but this work that you're doing is going to bring satisfaction and growth. And with the Nine of Cups, okay, that's a good outlook there. Whatever it is that Divine Feminine is working on, and if they have attained this masculine balance within themselves, and they continue to be creative and work from their inspiration, okay, there's going to be success and fulfillment and satisfaction here. As you continue to focus on yourself, and balancing your energies, there may be something to celebrate here soon. The hours that you've put into something could soon be recognized and rewarded. And it's possible that if you and Divine Masculine reconnect after this Scorpio full moon at some point in the near future, that it's going to go great, okay, and bring you fulfillment. Your relationships could be doing better overall. Could be fulfilling, inspiring. Knight of Pentacles. Now, this is an earth sign. Okay. And I feel like while you're doing good, you know, doing good for yourself, being confident and optimistic and more balanced within your energy, your divine masculine senses this. And possibly other masculines sense this also, most definitely. And so there could be someone coming in that's an earth sign. Okay, a bit younger energy, but not as young as the page. And as you put in steady progress here into routine, okay, that's going to bring you the fulfillment and satisfaction there with the Nine of Cups. You're executing your goals through a meticulous plan. Okay, it can take time and even seem mundane, but the repetition and routine will generate your results for you. And you're realizing that healthy boundaries are important. You've learned healthy boundaries through painful endings of relationships, especially, you know, if you had been in a relationship before with your twin flame. That's one of the worst pains, is that separation. And so you learn through that to build healthy boundaries. Okay, it's important for you to have commitment, trust, and stability. Okay, those are important elements of your relationship. And so if you and Divine Masculine begin to speak again, the two of you may also be taking things slow with a pragmatic approach, or whoever it is that you decide to align with. Or you don't really decide to, it just happens. But this is also telling you to stay committed to your goals, and your hard work will pay off. And what else for Divine Feminine? Justice. So there may be some feelings of unjust things that could be coming up for you during the Scorpio full moon, depending on where you have Scorpio in your chart. Okay, for me it's second house and first house, so I tend to feel a bit jealous of rich people that I deliver to, because I just wonder like how so many people are wealthy, like what their secret is, you know. And also like I want to be in a connection with my twin flame. Okay, and I feel like nobody else would do it for me, that he's it. But we need to understand each other and be more balanced with each other, so we don't have another toxic cycle. It gets, you know, kind of old being alone, but yet I don't want to just settle with anyone. And I also know that I need to be more balanced about my spending. So I've been putting it towards, you know, what's priorities mostly. Although, you know, it's still work in progress. So it brings up, the Scorpio full moon is bringing up where things are not balanced, just like most full moons bring up, but there's a deeper transformation around it. There's more of a depth, transformation, death and rebirth. Okay, so justice is coming here. Okay, with accountability, balance, and truth. A fair judgment will soon come. Good deeds will be rewarded, while hurtful actions will be punished. Justice also encourages the pursuit of truth. And what you've been investing in a relationship will soon show. If you've been investing into yourself, this will make you more attractive to new partners, as I was saying. And the work issue will soon be resolved, whatever it is. So be truthful with yourself and be truthful with others. Okay, there will be justice for what it is that you're seeking justice for. Okay, there will be good karma coming your way if you've been hurt in the past, if you've been hurt by other suitors or who you thought were suitors, or divine masculine, or maybe your work personal life is not balanced, and now it's saying that that's going to balance out, that the hard work that you've been putting in is going to return in a positive way for you. And what else wants to come out for Divine Feminine? The Star. The Star. Aquarius. That is part of my name. Star Empress 222. So Star is Aquarius, for those of you that don't know why I chose my name. And Empress is Taurus, which is kind of funny because I named myself this before I met my twin flame, and he's a Taurus. My daughter is a Taurus. And I'm not sure if I chose it because of my daughter or because of the meaning, because I like the meaning that the Empress has, and I liked the way it sounded. So Empress represents love, fertility, and creativity. Okay. And then 222. I had been seeing that number a lot, and that was a big part of my twin flame journey. So that's why we call me that. Aside from Jeanette Starseed, that's my astrology name. So with the star represents a significant time when you're rebuilding after a tumultuous time, like something that you thought was lost completely comes back to be revived. So this is hope and renewal and faith. Okay, so you may have recently gone through a tough time, but this is inspiring new hope and renewing your energy, healing, and having faith in the future. And you could also be healing from this prior connection, okay, or others. And you're recovering from a rough patch, possibly. But your optimism is going to help manifest the relationship that you desire. And with your career, your positive outlook on work will help you achieve a promotion or a job that you're looking for. Possibly the financial stability that you're looking for. The self-confidence. Okay, and also it's possible there could be justice in this connection. Okay, fulfillment coming back around to be revived with this twin flame connection. Okay, what else wants to come out for Divine Feminine? Four of Swords right now is a pause. Okay, you don't see what's coming. It's a pause of healing on both sides. Pause to reflect, heal, and balance ourselves. And one last card for Divine Feminine. King of Cups. So that we can gain emotional maturity, emotional intelligence with the King of Cups. And I feel that Divine Masculine is also taking a pause here to learn to integrate this. To integrate this King of Cups energy. Okay, having balanced emotions for both. Mindfulness. Because you don't want to just pop back into this connection all impulsive and reactive, because that's just going to put you right back to the cycle that you were in to begin with, which caused all the pain. So you or your Divine Masculine is building balance, okay, between logic and emotions, becoming self-aware, being mindful of those around you while taking action, being mindful of each other. Okay, so this connection is full of emotional maturity and respect. That's the progress that's being made behind the scenes, so that you're able to work through the issues while remaining considerate of each other's feelings. And Divine Feminine, you bring both a raw intellect and an emotional intelligence, okay, to the workplace and whatever it is that you're doing. You make logical decisions while you're still appealing to other people's emotions. And at the bottom of the deck, we have King of Swords. Okay, so you're working on balanced emotions, mindfulness, and when you do that, your Divine Masculine does that as well. Okay, and also you're working on your leadership, your intellect, your power. You're relying on your intelligence and logic in making any big decisions. You're also being encouraged to tap into your inner power to reach your goals. There could be a mature, logical, romantic interest or friends that will enter your life. And it could be great to learn from this person if you tend to get swept up by feelings. Okay, so it's possible that how you and your Divine Masculine reconnect, unless this is someone else that's coming in, you could connect in more of a logical, romantic way. Maybe you speak about a lot of different things of different depth. We are in Uranus and Gemini until 2033. So that Gemini is very in the mind. Okay, different ideas. And with your career, further your financial knowledge by learning new topics. Okay, so that could be something that you're working on, and also being logical about risky investments. So I feel like also with the Justice here, there's possibly going to be justice, okay, rebuilding after tumultuous time with the Star. But right now you and your Divine Masculine are taking a pause, taking a break, so that these energies can be implemented, okay, from both of you, the King of Swords and the King of Cups. Because that's what's needed to sustain this connection. All right, that's what I've got for now. Actually, let me draw a couple other cards if I can find where they are. Energies of your connection. What wants to come out for divine feminine and masculine collectively? Oh, that's a lot. We don't need that many. Telepathic intimacy. So you could both be sharing telepathic intimacy, and that would not surprise me at all right now. If you feel like you do, then you more than likely do, and that's your confirmation. Push and pull. Yep, especially if you are not on the same page, and if feminine used to chase and is no longer chasing, and the masculine doesn't want to just rush on in, so they come toward you and then they pull away, come toward you, pull away. They're like testing your temperature, over analyzing, like a roller coaster. Second chances. Yeah, some divine masculines and feminines will be rebalancing, rekindling the flame, so to speak. Some of them may not happen until the fall, with the pumpkin spice cravings. It's possible you could have had a memory together during a fall season. And ego battles currently. Okay. And the last one under the deck is love on fire. So underneath all this ego, there's a love on fire. It's just a matter of balancing and letting go of the ego, letting go of the defenses. So this has been your Twin Flame Collective reading. If you would like a more personal reading, you can contact me through direct message or through email. The link is in my bio or description box of my videos. Try to stay as balanced as you can during this Scorpio full moon. It's at 1:23 Eastern Standard Time on May 1st. Adjust it for your location, adjust the time. But also, don't forget to sit with yourself. I think I'm pretty sure this moon is kind of making people do that, especially if they're on a spiritual or healing journey. And I think more and more of us are, because the Earth's paradigm is needing to come into a higher frequency. So there's more people evolving. It's not just going to be twin flames that feel this energy. So try to go into nature if you can, or take a bath, or be in a meditative flow of something you enjoy. But also maybe do some shadow work, or be creative. Put your emotions into something that you create. Some type of artwork, woodwork, journaling, singing, dancing, walking, exercising, speaking. All right, sending you lots of love and light, piercing through the shadows. Namaste.